Hello there again. I'm Teacher April, and this is my assistant, Teacher Mowgli. Yeah, you're my assistant. Just kidding. He's not my assistant, but he is pretty cute. Okay, so if you have applied to SayABC and are about to do your interview or you're about to do your evaluation class, I have 7 tips for you in this video. Keep in mind that your interview is either recorded with a SayABC staff member or you can pre-record it on your own. So there won't be any students in the classroom. You will either pretend to be teaching someone who works for SayABC or you'll be pretending to teach an empty virtual classroom. The evaluation class happens after you pass your interview and have had your mentor session already. So you'll also be able to talk to a mentor about just like ask them some questions you have if you have any, ask them for evaluation class tips, but I'm going to try to give you some of those right now anyway. Also, please don't worry if you don't pass your first evaluation class. You actually get 2 chances to pass it. So if you don't pass the first one, they'll give you a second chance and they'll give you parent feedback from the first one so that you can know what you need to improve on. Okay, so tip number 1 is background. Having a well-lit and fun background is super important. You should ideally have a wall behind you so that you can make your background look a little bit like a classroom, and also so that students don't end up getting distracted by whatever is going on in the background of your home. It should also be in a quiet room where you have some privacy so that nobody's going to be barging in and bothering you or interrupting your lessons. When I first started, when I did my interview and when I did my evaluation class, I didn't have time to go out and buy a whole bunch of classroom type background material. So I just made most of it. I didn't buy this map of Mexico until I had already been working with SayABC for a few months. But this is ideally, or this is what my classroom looked like minus the map when I started, because I just made this alphabet chart. I made the SayABC logo because I didn't have a printer at the time, and I made a little printout with my name. So I think if you're going to have any one of these, if you can only pick one, print out the logo or draw the logo like I did, because that's going to get you some extra points. And if you don't have time to make a whole bunch of classroom materials, just make sure that you have a clean and like well-lit background. All right, so tip number 2, the dress code for SayABC is business casual. I would advise against wearing tank tops in particular, and I would try and keep any tattoos that you have, like visible tattoos, covered up. Wear your hair down if you need to, and just don't wear something that you wouldn't wear into a regular classroom at a regular school. Okay, tip number 3 is headphones. So one of the first things that you're going to do in the beginning of either your interview or your evaluation class is you're going to talk about the class rules, which are speak in English, wear headphones, listen to the teacher. So it's going to look really weird if you're telling your students to wear headphones if you're not wearing them yourself. So I would highly suggest that before your interview, you go out and you buy a pair of these, because they're just going to make you look more professional, make you look really serious about the job. They're going to make it look like you're ready to teach immediately. And even if you don't get the job, I'm sure you will find another ESL online job elsewhere on the internet, because there are seriously tons of them right now. All right, tip number 4 is to speak slowly. So speaking slowly is very important. The kids you will mainly be teaching are beginners, so you need to speak both slowly and clearly. And you will likely need to repeat yourself a lot if you're speaking too fast. So instead of saying, "Hello, how are you? What's the weather like?" They're just not going to follow that. Try saying, "Hello, how are you? What's the weather like in your city?" Kind of like that. Okay, tip number 5, total physical response. TPR, or total physical response, means that you need to be doing a lot of actions to show what you are teaching or to show the meaning behind words you're saying without actually having to say those words in Cantonese or Mandarin. So for an example, hello, my name is Teacher April. The students are not going to know what you're saying. Instead, I say, hello, my name is Teacher April. What's your name? This is actually a super common one. I think when you do your interview and when you do your evaluation class, the two most used types of TPR or total physical response that I use are this and this. So putting your finger at the tip of your chin is what you do when you want a student to repeat exactly what you just said. So, my name is Malcolm. And then they say, my name is Malcolm. And you're like, yay, bless your heart. If you want a student to answer a question you have said, don't put your finger here. This is just if you want them to repeat what you've said. So, for example, what's your name? And then I put my hand around my ear so that I can listen to what their name is. And sometimes they'll get confused and they'll just say, what's your name? And you'll be like, my name is Malcolm. And then they'll say it to you like that. So that's how that works. All right, tip number 6 is props. SayABC requires that teachers use props. I try to use as many props as possible without being overwhelming. It helps students understand the meaning behind words, again, without you explaining to them the words in Cantonese or Mandarin. So for example, tomorrow I have a class where I am teaching vocabulary about types of clothes and when we wear those types of clothes. So in hot weather or cold weather. So I have a hat, I have a really strange looking skirt, I have a coat, I have socks, shorts, dress, whole bunch of different clothing items, and I drew all of these. So if you don't have a printer, if you don't have any props lying around your house, you don't have any puppets, or you don't have kids, so you don't have toys you can borrow from them, you can just draw your own props, and I would highly suggest doing this. Now I do have a printer, so I print a lot of my pictures off the internet. I also, after I started teaching here for a while, I bought a bunch of puppets. I have like a really old teddy bear. Okay, tip number 7 is rewards. So SayABC has a reward point system that you'll use once you're a full teacher. I believe you can also access it once you're doing the evaluation classes. So it's just a button that you click on, and then you have a few different kinds of rewards that you can give to your students. So for example, one says participation, another says great job, there's one that says helping others, and there's a few others as well. And that's just going to help keep the kids engaged. So you want to give about 4 or 5 different reward cards to every student throughout the duration of the class. During your interview, you do not have the option to click on that button and give those reward cards, but SayABC wants to make sure that you are still rewarding your students in some way. So I would suggest drawing a little star and being like, you get a star, great job, or saying, high five, good work. You can also do something where you slowly build a picture with them. So if you have a whiteboard, you can hold it. If they do something well, you can draw like the head, draw the body, and then at the end it can be a full snowman or a full robot or something, and they'll be super excited about that as well. All right, so tip number 8 is to be energetic and to be yourself. So you want to be really energetic because that way the kids will have a good time in class. They'll stay engaged. They won't start interrupting you all the time. If you look bored or if you look really tired or you're talking in a monotone, the students are not going to pay attention to you. You need to be able to have fun because, let's face it, this is a super fun job. And just remember to be yourself and the students will be sure to love you back. If you have any more questions about the SayABC application process, interview, or evaluation class, you can email me at my email below. I am also linking a previous SayABC video below, blog articles, and yeah, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Just Leaving Footprints. And also, if you do end up applying to SayABC, or you haven't applied already and you're about to, then I would highly recommend and ask and beg that you use my referral code linked below. I do get a small commission if you use it, which is just another perk of the job. By the way, you can do that eventually too, refer people to SayABC, and then you can get paid if they become a teacher as well. All right, so see you later. Thanks for watching.